Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, as many of you know, I like to go to antique shops. And when I go to antique shops, I'm always looking for tools. Sometimes I find dishes, which Lydia likes, but mostly tools. Well, I got lucky. I went to the Heritage Company about 2 weeks ago, and I found something. Hadn't had one of these, but it could get lost amongst all the others. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a sample of the oil cans that I have down in the basement shop. Some of them are down here because they need to be cleaned up. They were just recently purchased. But some of them, well, actually most of them, are the ones that I actually use down here. Oil cans for as long as I've been alive, probably longer. And they make very, very nice oil cans. This is a number 33 all-purpose pump oiler. 6-ounce capacity, guaranteed 5 years. Nice little oiler. This is an Eagle number 58F. It's a 5-ounce capacity, one less than the other one, and also made in the USA. This one doesn't have any label on it anymore, but it is an Eagle, and it has a huge capacity. The only problem with it is this spout. If you oil something and this spout tips down, it drips and drips and drips and drips and drips for days. So I don't use this one very much. I have it, and in case I ever get into a job where I really have to put a lot of oil on something on a consistent basis, this is the one I'll use. As it is, this one sits on the shelf with the spout tipped up like that so that it doesn't drip all over everything. And this one is an Eagle clicker. Doesn't have a number on it. Just says Eagle, made in USA. These are nice for places where you have to put quite a bit of oil, and you can just push on the bottom and it pops back and forth and pumps oil out the top. But you have to invert it for it to pump. This is the one that I just got at the Heritage Company. This is an Eagle number 66. Now, it only says Eagle on the top. Doesn't have a number stamped on it. But when I looked it up online, this shape and model is an Eagle 66. You can tell it's an Eagle because it's embossed in the cap, but there's no number stamped into it. This is the kind that has the rolled bottom. It's not one of the nicer ones that has a fully formed can with no seam on the bottom. I only have two with a fully formed bottom, and neither one of them are Eagles. This one is a KP, made by KP Manufacturing Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a nice little can. Only problem it has, unless it's full, it won't sit flat. That's the advantage that this Eagle 66 has over some of the others. With this wider base, it's harder to tip. Now I haven't filled this thing up, but I'm told it works very well to do small amounts of oil in controlled spots. Unlike the levers, which tend to squirt and dribble, this one is supposed to not do that. So we'll have to see. This is what's called a zoom spout oiler, and it's called a press oilet, and it's a number 999. It's one I use on the drill press, mostly because it reaches into the spots that I need to get it to. I also keep this one full of 30 weight oil, and I use it to oil the bearings on the lathe for the same reason. And this is the oldest Eagle that I have, I believe, mostly because of the design. It's very well made. It has a brass tube, it's got a heavy brass nut on it. It's a clicker kind. It's a clicker type oil can. Just like this one. Obviously, I've never cleaned it up. I got this one at a garage sale a couple years ago. Put it on the shelf, haven't done anything with it since. For a total of $5, I think it was a good deal. And it came with oil in it. This one is not a branded one, but it is a clicker. Cost a total of $1 at a garage sale. The one that I got at the Heritage Company is marked 15, but I got it for 10 because you always ask for a lower price. This one cost a grand total of $2. I like it because you can pump alcohol with it. Alcohol is something that you use to free up parts. Alcohol is what I use to fill the preheat cup on the radiant heater. And last but not least, although it is the smallest, is this tiny little clicker can. It looks like something you'd get with a sewing machine. This little Eagle is going to take a place of honor amongst all the other oil cans that I have in the shops, because this one's probably going to sit behind the lathe and be used to oil the Old South Bend. They're contemporaries. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.